So this is the setup for the regular game here. We have Orleans. Since playing the small game, this on the first turn is not active because you're basically doing the whole play through the siege. So the rest of the turn you'll be moving the rest of the units here. The red line here and along here is basically Anglo-Burgundian territory, but the English do have La Rochelle there, and the Burgundians are on the side. We have in the main original game this player's aid here, but with the expansion you have new variants here with replacement leaders, a mortar, a plague event, and then having rare events that are added to the events table on top of that. So you would roll 3 dice, and if they're all the same number, then you get a rare event over here on this table, and you would just roll 3 dice, and that third die would kind of come in and pick which one you're gonna do. I haven't played this in a long time, so no real idea what to do per se. Doing the victory points. And basically the French are got the numbers against the English, but the English have got much better units to move around per se. So on to the first. So for victory here, if the national will of the French goes below 0, they lose. If Joan gets captured, the will drops to 0. It can never go higher than 1, and you have an automatic victory determination after every turn. If either king is killed or captured, it immediately ends to the other side's favor, but if both monarchs are in captivity, it's a draw, which is odd because Henry doesn't come into the game until turn 13. So it's more Charles has got to be safe. And then if there's no victory from that, then it's the French control of Orleans, Chinon, Reims, and Charles has spent at least a full turn in Reims or Chartres. And the English win if they avoid the French victory, and Henry is in supply and unbesieged in Rouen, and any other result is a draw. And so the game runs 14 turns. So we'll start on. So this is the status after the second turn. The English had to give up the siege at Orleans, and so what they did is they pulled back to Chartres and moved Gladstone and Talbot up this way because they're hoping they can take on Brittany here, take these towns, victory points here, and force the French either send troops to defend, because the French victory points are basically on this side and up in Normandy. So the French actually only sent down this Clermont to the south. I'm not going to take on the Burgundians because they're neutral at this point, but try to start whittling down here, but with Talbot. Yeah, no, that's Joel stuff. Over here, he's kind of covering this side. Hopefully, it would split off some troops. So, but the problem is most of the cities is triple. So, for the defenders. So even with one of these guys, militia in the towns is pretty hefty to take. And if the two sides are splitting off all their forces, they are not going to have much force to take anything. So we'll see if this strategy works. The French is going to have the Brittany guy there to kind of cover this, and that's why they're moving this way. But if they go too far here, leaves the king exposed to all this force. They can just come down here and take all this. So a little bit of strategic problems here. So this is the situation at the start of turn 4. French moved the Brittany troops down here. The English moved over here, threatening. They moved Clermont down here. You might try to take these towns here, but Bedford moved down from Calais to kind of cover down here, and what's this? Jolstoff moved along the river here to block anybody going up this way, and Chartres is very well protected. So a bit of a stalemate here, because you need at least double to take on these towns, and everybody's matching generally, except down here for the Burgundians, but they're kind of neutral at this point. So let's see how turn 4 turns out. So this is the start of turn 5. So Joan had to attack towards Reims for that turn, move towards it, but couldn't really take it. But the English tried to take down here, and the French came over and pushed them back out. And more reinforcements coming in for the English. They rolled quite well, and actually the French did too. So Joan's actually got heavy cavalry with her. So that's good. And so on to turn 5. So this is beginning of turn 6. Jolstoff defeated Joan. Actually rolled a 6 plus 2 and completely wiped them out. That was unfortunate. So all the Allies captured. French national will went down to 0. It kind of stalemated here, and everything else is kind of set. English bringing down siege so they can try to attack Orleans again. So that was a bit of a problem for the French, losing Joan like that, because now their French will can never go higher than 1. So that's a bit of a problem, and now they're rolling in a minus. So this is a bit annoying for everybody on the French side. Good for the English. So this is the end of turn 6. Kind of made a mistake here for the French. The English took that town. They sent Gladesdale over. Talbot moved back here, but with Joan out, the English decided to go for taking Charles out and try to win the game on that because 2 turns in a row they've been getting quite a lot of reinforcements, and since Joan's force was completely wiped out and the French actually haven't got many reinforcements in a bit, they're kind of low. So the English are going to take the opportunity and make another attack on these area here. And hopefully they can get Charles and win it. With Jones's capture, the French national will went down to 0, but when previous turn they rolled for ransom, they actually executed her, so her the French national will goes back up to 1, which is neutral, no bonuses one way or another, and since she was not ransomed and can't be captured again and drop national will down again, this is good for the French in one way. So this is the end of turn 8. The French tried to attack the English here, knock them away because they had a bonus on the die roll. Didn't quite work out. They lost 2 SP, well 3 because of defensive fire. Lots of archers here at the English, but they lost 1. The French were able to take that town back, and they were able to gain some reinforcements here. Just kind of stacked everybody up. Trying to go after Charles here. This is actually holding out. They couldn't siege because of the number of forces, but had to move forces over here because the force attacked here and had to retreat too, so they went over here and they had to reinforce the town here so that the English didn't just march right in easily. So that will be the start of turn 9 now. So this is the end of turn 10. The English actually came down here and captured King Charles. Basically, they got more reinforcements. They were able to keep their engineers together here and take these towns directly, whereas these guys needed more reinforcements to try to surround Orleans here again and bringing up siege works. But yeah, the French pretty much got shut down after losing Joan and not getting any significant reinforcements. So that is game. So a nice little short quick game of, the footprints awfully small, easy to carry around, kind of a nice little puzzle battle operational little game here. So not too complex, so kind of good and quick, except for turn track's pretty 14 turns. But I mean, if you can capture the king, but the English king doesn't come until the 13th turn, so the French pretty much have other things to do prior to that, if they have Joan, which these guys lost pretty early. And